Hello, I'm back at the woods around Aaron's. I've just come up the hill, she may or may not be able to gather, and we're nearly at the usual camping spot. What time is it now? 9 on the dot. We've got to build a natural shelter all day. Aaron's going to come at some point, lunchtime-ish, because he's at work this morning. And no doubt he'll expect me to have the kettle on by the time he gets here. What could be better, really? Probably charge you 150 quid for this in the Ritz. So the time now is 10 past 12. So I've been hard at it since I arrived, putting this together. Freestanding natural shelter this time. And if you remember last time, I had all the smoke in my face last night, or all night, because I simply never forgot to check which way the wind was going. Or I never thought to check which way the wind was going, and I put my shelter in exactly the wrong place. So today it's very, very still, so I'm hoping what little breeze that I can feel seems to be going up that direction. I imagine the fire will be over there, so I'm a little bit set back from that, because obviously this would be quite an ideal bonfire, which we don't want. And like I say, I've been hard at it. I've heard from Aaron that he's just finished work. He reckons he'll be with me about 2. So I'm going to eat lunch and then finish throwing some leaves on this. The only thing that's not gone to plan so far has been the bed. I was hoping to do another raised bed, just because it helps get you up off the cold, wet floor. But all the building materials are way down the hill. So obviously I have to do several trips, great big heavy loads of wood, bring it all up here and then find out that it's rotten or, you know, something snaps on me, which is always annoying. And in general around this area there's not a lot of straight wood. There's a few coniferous trees down that end of the hill, but not enough on this occasion to make a raised bed, I don't think. So I'm going to just put my ground sheet down on the floor underneath my roll mat. I'll be fine. But yeah, at least it'll give me that much bit more room in the shelter, because if I was going to be 8 inches off the floor, that's why I built the shelter this size, quite large. If I knew from the start that I wasn't going to have a bed, I could have done it a little bit smaller, but never mind, it should make it nice and roomy. So yeah, let's crack on. I got bored, so I did some fire prep. I've split some kindling and made some feather sticks. Should make it a little bit easier later on. Okay, little update. Shelter is looking like a great big leaf pile, but that is kind of the idea. I'm pretty well camouflaged, although I do now stand out quite vividly from the forest floor, which I have swept bare of all its leaves. I also went down over yonder where my finger is. The path gets really narrow, the sides are really steep, you end up walking through like 2 feet of leaves. So I took my tarp down, threw them all on that, and then gathered it up like a great big Santa sack, carried them up here and used them to finish off. So all the thatching's done. It could be thicker, but it'll be all right for tonight. I've swept out all the floor, hopefully it'll be nice and flat, both sides. And then Aaron's been delayed again. Should be here in about an hour now. So, because he's bringing the spade to dig the fire pit, I can't do that. I was going to use the bricks here as a sort of back to it, fire reflector kind of thing, hopefully. Hopefully I've left him plenty of spaces to sleep in as well. I'm not exactly sure what he's planning on sleeping in, but no doubt we'll find out when he gets here. But I've left him some open space and also all the trees if he wants to use those. I've done some kindling, as you see, and just now I've been doing a bit more work on some firewood, getting that a pretty substantial pile. But I'm thinking, we can't see it from here, hang on. Can you see what I see? So up, where's my finger? There, that's the end of it. All the way up there, hooked in the crook of that tree and curving over there, is a great big piece of wood. It looks like it's been there a long time, and it also looks like it's very dry, ideal for firewood, and also lethal should anybody be walking underneath there, or even worse, sleeping under it. Could come down on them. That's what we call a widowmaker. You always want to check that where you're sleeping hasn't got any of those before you start setting up. So I'm going to try and take it down as safely as possible, but I don't think that will be possible. It'll be good if we can get it down and make the area a little bit safer, and also we can burn it tonight. That was easy enough. Excellent. Another camping tip and trick. Some of the pieces obviously are long enough to just go straight on the pile, but longer pieces, if you just take a nice sturdy tree, like I shall take this tree of romance. No doubt Aaron will be able to explain that when he gets here, or maybe not, it might not be suitable for YouTube, I don't know. But the point is, it's a nice sturdy tree, and I can just go like that, and it saves me a lot of sawing. The only thing you want to be careful of is to not damage the bark, but if you've got stuff like this, which is snapping beautifully, it doesn't quite often. There you go, so you don't do too much of that. Also, as you saw, I winced a minute ago, because obviously when you hit it, the impact goes back through the stick and into your hands. Don't go and break your wrist or anything. Other thing to do with is a log on the floor, but obviously here there's been logs cut all over the shop, whereas you might be in a wood where there are no cut logs, and then you could use a tree. Other thing you could do, especially with a tree like this, it's got a fork in it, and if you've got a really, really long piece like this, hopefully you can see the fork in the tree, but I'm going to put it through it and then start walking. Much quicker than sawing. 1, 2, 3. Huh? Right, next thing I'm going to do, you remember last time I camped up here in the winter, I had a natural shelter, and I, just in case, put up a tarp shelter so that if the worst should happen, should it fall down, should it get wet through, or I should be absolutely freezing cold or something, I had a backup, and I'm going to do the same today. Last time I put up a tent tarp where that shelter is now, and my natural shelter was here, and this time we're the other way around, the natural shelter's over there, and I'm going to try a tarp configuration I've never done before. I'm going to fix the top, or a corner, of my DD Hammocks 3x3 meter tarp that you've seen many times before, up to a high point on this tree here where someone has left some string, and it's also another romance tree, look, although it's upside down kind of. I don't know what he gets up to up here. Yeah, we'll fix one corner here, pull the opposite corner down to the floor, and then you should have 2 halves, peg. So I think it's called a plough shelter. So you end up with like a nice triangular V-shaped kind of thing, nice and enclosed. So if we need it, it's there. Oh yeah, it'll also be a good opportunity for me to try doing a new tarp configuration, because as I said, I've not done it before. Might as well use this piece of string as it's here. So one corner out there, and then we will peg this corner back here, and then the other 2 way out wherever they want to go. Although I do need to make some pegs, so bear with. Righto. In. Do a dry. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Loads of room inside. Only thing I don't like is all this bagginess going on, but then I don't know. I suppose you could also, if you had even more length this way, put a really big stake in and have like a string going from this tab to the peg, and then it would raise that bottom corner up just a little bit, get a little bit of airflow under the whole thing. Pretty cool. Also, if you had branches overhead, I suppose you could hoik it up like from one of these tabs. That would be pretty cool. Or a stick on the inside. Might even do that. Right, I'm just going to start a small fire. One, because I want to and I'm bored. Two, because that way I can check which direction the smoke is going in. So, I've got a base. Here's the flint fire steel that I put a little temporary handle on in the last video, in my vlog. And we'll try and get it going with that. And then we've got feather sticks, really small stuff, some kindling that I split out of some nice dry, I'm guessing ash, and then obviously main fuel over there. So let's see what happens, shall we? Weirdly, for some reason, I can't get this fire steel to strike off the spine of my Mora, which is kind of disappointing. This is the carbon one. The sharp edge kind of does it, but it quickly dulls my blade. So I've been resorting to just using the striker on this other fire steel to do it, or to use with it. Well, that was easy enough. Can't complain about that, can we? Didn't even need my feather sticks. Yeah, she's going. The smoke's even going, he says as it goes in his face. It's even going in a convenient direction. We won't be up there. Perfect, it's away from a shelter. Just need Aaron to get in now with the kettle and then I can have a brew. I've been wanting one all day.
Meanwhile,
Struggling a little bit. I'll get it stoked up. Ah! Hello! Look who it is! Hello, me old moose.
Hello, pal.
How's things?
He arrives. He arrives finally.
He does indeed. I've been wanting a drink all day. Look, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, as you can probably gather, it's gone dark now. Aaron has over there his shelter set up. We'll show you them tomorrow morning. But we've got a lovely fire going with a homemade fireplace, hearth thing. And the grill's there ready to do some fish later on, but that won't take anything near as long as these potatoes are going to do. So this is just potatoes cut quite thin with some garlic and then a drizzle of oil. And then I've made it into a little flying saucer shape, so it's nice and flat, nice even heat across it. And that fire is very, very hot. I'm already uncomfortably hot. It just sat here, so I'm going to pop that on, and it'll take a little bit longer than everything else with the fish. And then the other thing we've got, just with some vegetables, is some sweet peppers, which we'll just grill on that grill. Well, I think it's that time of the evening. Aaron's on the Fosters. I'm having a Hicks traditional strong Cornish ale, 5%.
Ooh, this is
Which is probably going to explode because it's been rattling around in my bag all day.
just only 3.7.
Cheers. You having a fun time so far, Aaron?
Indeed. I love this fire setup. Very warm.
Good, good. You can actually see, you can pretty much see your sleep setup there if you want to, if I move it around across. Do you want to show people what you've done?
So, as Chris was showing earlier, I've got 2 X's on either end with one piece of rope pegged in with basically fence posts on either end and making the ridge line across the top. Tarps in, pegged on all 4 corners, and then there's a pole up the middle putting tension on the back. I've then got a tarpaulin lying on the floor with my roll mat and my new sleeping bag sat on top of that.
He's done the pole like I did over there on my one. I did end up putting that stick in the middle like I said I might. The potatoes are by and large done. Thank you, Aaron. So they're just staying warm. The fish is going to take seconds to cook. In fact, here, hold that a minute.
Sacrifice.
Some pieces of char grilled pepper we'll have. That's tea, fish and chips basically. Right, so in here we're just preparing our pudding now. We've got raisins, brown sugar and some cinnamon. And Aaron is going to, he's got an apple, a Bramley apple, that let's have a look at it. He's cored out the middle. He's going to stuff that with this mixture. I learnt this pudding in Yorkshire. It was absolutely delicious when the scouts up there did it, so hence we're recreating it here. And what we're going to do is stuff that full of that, and then wrap it in foil again and chuck them on the fire when we're ready, and have that for pudding. But I think I'm going to dish up the mains now because it looks like it's pretty done. Okay, here's what we've got. Fish I think is cooked through. Potatoes are soft with a fork. Some peppers in there at the bottom somewhere. Tuck in, Aaron, give us a verdict.
Will do. Potatoes brilliant.
Oh yes, they are very soft.
Fish is good too.
The fish was, yeah, I don't know which was which either. There was 2 kipper fillets and 2, what did I say it was?
Mackerel.
Mackerel, 2 mackerel fillets. So we've got one of each. Let's try some of one of them. Yeah, that's okay. Do be wary of bones, I've got a couple already.
No.
And then char grilled pepper is a char grilled pepper in it.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, we've made our apples as you've just seen. So they're already on there. We'll get the fire built up now and have a nice evening. I'll probably get back with you when I'm getting into bed, but you know, we're catching up, having a good time. So don't want you lot listening into it if that's all right with you. Right, well, hopefully you can see me. The time is, I have no idea. Aaron, what's the time?
20 past 11.
There you go, time is 20 past 11. We're heading to bed. We've had a very enjoyable evening. You've been warm enough, Aaron?
Yeah, plenty.
You reckon you'll be sleep well tonight?
I hope so. The sleeping bag's doing good things.
Indeed. Let's keep our fingers and toes crossed for a nice, good sleep. Not too cold. You can see the fire up there. It's been fabulously warm. So yeah, we shall see you on the morrow. Apologies, I've got to have a torch in my face, haven't I? Otherwise you can't see me. So I can't see anything. So yes, we'll see you then. Well, good morning. Time is just gone 8 o'clock. I slept rather well, actually. It wasn't terribly cold last night, so with just a few layers on in my sleeping bag, all zipped up, my hat on, I was just about perfectly warm all night long, which is pretty rare for camping because the air is so cold around you and it only gets colder through the night. And
you only get hotter through the night, but or I do anyway. So quite often, if you put the wrong amount of layers on, if you judge it wrong when you go to bed, you end up having to take them off or put them on in the middle of the night. But this time, got it spot on, so slept pretty well. I can see Aaron moving. I'm assuming he's awake, but I need to get up because I'm getting picked up at 11. So we've got 3 hours to get this shelter put down, have some brekkie, and get all the kit packed away. So let's get up and at them for the day. I don't see why not.
You got any sort of tinder?
Yeah, I got birch bark and I've got fatwood.
Maybe launch something like shavings of fat wood or birch bark under there, just a little bit. You don't need to necessarily give the spark.
'Cause I reckon that would go, but we'd be here about 20 minutes just blowing it.
Yeah.
Whereas if we just use some tinder, it'd be quicker, and we kind of need to crack on. The mercenary over there is just going to make us up a tripod real quick to hang the kettle over the fire just while it's getting going. Thankfully didn't need my emergency backup tarp shelter. Got all the kit on washing lines and stuff. The shelter was fine, like I said. I'm going to start, I think, taking the shelter down because that'll take me a fair while to get that back to looking au natural, while Aaron cracks on with cooking us breakfast. What's for breakfast, Aaron?
We've got corned beef hash and fried spam.
Which I've never had before, so I'm looking forward to trying it. First, so coffee, of course, so hence the tripod. Right, time for this to go.
I also want to do it because the amount of times I do something and something funny or stupid will happen, or I'll do something that. I mean, mine was a piece of put away, but I suppose the even better, more benefit about this. If once the shelter's down, the only thing you've got to put away
Be ready for
is
that. Yeah, as he was saying just before I started that, he's thinking of vlogging things on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, we don't know, something. You might see him popping up somewhere.
one day.
Here's what it looks like. Corned beef hash with a fried egg on top. Let's give it a taste. Nice runny yolk, Aaron.
Cheers.
That's nice. Nice and hot, filling. Obviously loads of protein in it, so we'll have loads of energy today.
Get in the log, thank you.
Ah, that's hot. Right, as you can see, we've left the site as if we were never here. Granted, the leaves in the area are a bit darker because they're wet, but in a few days they'll have dried out and you'll never know. The fire's completely gone, and hopefully we haven't left any pieces of kit. Other thing, he doesn't have a clue what the romance trees are all about. Might have been your brothers, you say, but
Possibly my brothers, but I don't know, not seen them before.
so if not them, then it's maybe some random strangers. He weren't supposed to be up here because they didn't have permission. But whatever, there you go. I wanted to not leave you out with the answer. So yes, hope you've enjoyed watching. I've certainly had a great time. Thank you for coming.
It's alright. Pleasure being here again.
I'll be heading back to uni soon. This will probably be the last video before I'm next on holiday. So see you then.
See you then, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Let's go.